Robert Pattinson is the No Man's Sky of actors. You're probably thinking to yourself, what does this guy mean? Let me explain. No Man's Sky released August 9th, 2016 and was published by Hello Games. Upon release, No Man's Sky sold a ton of copies. From what I can research, No Man's Sky had approximately 1 million copies sold on PS4 alone. This is incredibly impressive considering the game only had a team of anywhere from 6 to 15 people, development to launch, respectively. Sadly, this is one of the reasons No Man's Sky had such a notorious launch. See, the game promised a lot of features that were left out upon release. While this is at Hello Games' fault, they said some of the problems did come from No Man's Sky garnering far more popularity and hype before launch. This led to widespread criticism, both to No Man's Sky and Sony, as Sony was the one handling not only the distribution for the PlayStation version, but some of the development funding and marketing. While we really only have Steam data, it seems around 3 to 6% of players refunded their game. This was definitely a massive loss and caused a ripple in the gaming industry, as No Man's Sky quickly became an example of what not to do. Now let's take a look at Robert Pattinson. He has a career dating back to 2004, but we'll focus on the saga that stifled his reputation, Twilight. The first movie came out in 2008, and this saga ran through into 2012. I say stifled because Pattinson became a household name via his teenage heartthrob persona. Though because of this, he became typecast as Hollywood would try to keep him as a romantic lead. Fans and critics would doubt his ability to act, and he would become saturated with more teen-focused material, something he wasn't ready for. So he eventually criticized the role and franchise and broke away from mainstream media. This is where we begin to see change as both No Man's Sky and Pattinson try to go against the norm. Hello Games was quiet and said nothing as constant backlash stripped them of their reputation. They began releasing patches for the game that nobody wanted to play. That was until November of that same year. Hello Games introduced a patch simply named Foundation, which brought in, and I quote, the foundations of base building, and is a foundation for things to come. This is the first of many free updates. This was not the end for Hello Games, as they would continue to roll out constant updates to combat the ridicule they faced for delivering such an underwhelming game. This is where we can start taking a look at Pattinson and seeing that, just like I mentioned earlier, he stepped away from mainstream media and started featuring in indie films such as Cosmopolis, The Lighthouse, and my personal favorite, Good Time. Each of these movies show Pattinson in a completely different light than Twilight. Let's compare Twilight and Good Time to get a better feel on the significant difference between the films as well as the dedication behind Pattinson's performance. Starting with Twilight, as previously mentioned, this is a teenage drama that focuses heavily on the relationship between a female human and a male vampire. A lot of the aesthetic here was inside of the romance, but it also featured gothic and grunge themes, dark and rainy weather, and a cool blue/green palette with tons of forest. Isolation and tragic love are most common, but the acting is awkward. A lot of times there being this, I'm a mysterious man/vampire and I'm gonna act like it. I just couldn't take it seriously most of the time. I found myself chuckling or cringing. I will say, some of the fights or lore started getting me invested. Then we'd be back to square one when Edward would shine the light like broken glass. On the other side of this, we have Good Time. This movie almost feels like the exact opposite. Every moment, from beginning to end, feels destructive. The movie is shot in the most claustrophobic way. Every wrong decision Pattinson makes turns your stomach. You feel as if you're drowning in this neon-soaked, grungy New York City aesthetic. This movie focuses more on crime, family, and the destruction of bonds between that family. Some things that happen in the movie simply remind me of my childhood, so the anxiety almost doubles. This movie is the main reason I started seeing Pattinson in a new light. My girlfriend sat me down and had me watch the movie with her. I dismissed it for the most part as I figured it would suck. Pattinson was in it. But it sucked me in and had me in tears by the end of it. His performance of such a desperate man making all the wrong decisions that somehow only get worse make the movie so hard to watch, but impossible to look away from. Pattinson's character, Connie, also feels relatable to anyone who has ever been in desperate situations. Not only that, but the way he'll dig deeper into his own self-respect to get himself just one step ahead is incredible. When I finished the movie, I sat and thought about how much Pattinson had grown. But the same could be said for No Man's Sky. As the more patches that dropped, more people came back and realized Hello Games cared about their game. Patch after patch, we saw the game evolve from a lackluster sandbox space exploration game into something more. Yes, at its base, it is still that. When you play, though, you experience greatness. From entering a planet's atmosphere and realize you're on a horrific path towards 4546b, or experiencing one of the 3 lore-rich cultures of the game. Hello Games' push for the game to deliver on promises made an incredible impact on the community as well as the industry, and probably paved the way for other developers to follow suit, instead of just giving up on their game. Let's take into account CD Projekt Red. They may not have explicitly said Hello Games inspired us, but their arcs look just the same. Some people even refer to CD Projekt Red's comeback as pulling a No Man's Sky. Pattinson, much like Hello Games, didn't stop there. He started starring in big-name movies again, a Miyazaki film and a Junho film. Pattinson was able to secure movies like this from pure skill he showed on screen in his indie films. The Boy and the Heron shows Pattinson has voice acting prowess. The Heron is no small character either. If you couldn't tell from the title, the Heron is essentially the boy's guy. He acts as the antagonist for most of the movie, but gradually shifts into Mahito's loyal friend. In Mickey 17, Pattinson plays 2 different people, Mickey 17 and Mickey 18, which have completely different characteristics than each other. This type of range probably would not have been given to the kid who played Edward Cullen. One cool fact that I haven't mentioned about Hello Games yet is that they have never released paid content. Patches, of course, are free, they fix your game, but they have never turned one of these patches into a premium DLC or created some sort of microtransaction for special event or in-game item. Think of any developer that has nickel or dimed you recently. One that comes to my mind is Bungie. I used to play Destiny 2 every day. It was around the Season of Plunder, I know it's pretty late, that I realized I was paying every year for premium content. They would say the game is getting too big and sunset expansions, effectively removing them from the game, and people who didn't buy would be limited on what they could play with their friends who may have purchased the DLC. No Man's Sky never did this with their game. Even when they introduced land vehicles, expansive sea exploration, or more recently the Voyagers update, which is building huge freighter ships, all of them are free. They could have easily pushed these as add-ons or expansion packs and charged $10 to $20 like everybody else. But the fact that they didn't shows the love and care that they have for their community. This is why No Man's Sky won the Best Ongoing Game Award not once, but twice. Once in 2020, 4 years after release, and again most recently in 2025, nearly 10 years after release. This shows it not only has an incredible team pushing incredible content, but they have a long-lasting and loving community following their every move. Now to speak on Pattinson's achievements. He's been nominated and won some awards, but let's look at something arguably better than an Oscar. Think of it like this. Oscars are cool and all, but when was the last time you actually watched the award show? I don't mean clips on reels, genuinely sat down and watched them, or even cared about the actors' awards. Leonardo DiCaprio is an incredible actor with massive range and only got an Oscar 27 years after his debut as an actor. So what could be better than a little golden man and a hockey puck? Well, how about becoming a name that every man, woman, and child knows? The Batman. Pattinson used his indie films and later returned to mainstream media as a way to catapult himself right to the top. Batman is an incredibly popular superhero that made an equally incredibly adaptation. The difference in portrayal between Edward and Bruce is amazing. The sparkly-skinned, barely able to hold it together, vampire with a troubled past and a rocky relationship with the man-wolf hybrid is on the complete opposite end of the spectrum of his portrayal in The Batman. Bruce is a vengeance-driven character, and he is only in his second year of Batman and already believes Gotham is beyond saving. As the movie progresses, we see him investigate the Riddler's crimes, and he shows his inexperience while doing so. This gives us a much more realistic and grounded look into the Batman. By the end of the film, we see him become more of the beacon of hope Gotham needs, rather than one man fighting a million demons. Because of this, I can definitively say that both Pattinson and Hello Games have left a lasting impact on the movie and gaming industry, respectively. Both parties single-handedly wrecked and restored their legacy. No Man's Sky garnered the recognition and support they deserved after fighting tooth and nail to bring their game back from the dead, ultimately winning awards given an incredible 9 years after release, further cementing Hello Games' legacy as the ultimate redemption. As for Pattinson, donning the mask and cape of one of the world's most well-known superheroes so well he'll do it again, shows that no matter how you start, no matter the first impression, you can try again. Because if Hello Games can revive a dead game, and Edward Cullen can successfully portray the Batman, then know within your heart, the impossible is simply the limit you place unto yourself.